A very warm greetings to all our viewers. Last week was full of news, and now I'm sure that everyone has become an expert in the carry trade, Japanese yen to US dollar fluctuation, the inflation. So, this week definitely taught us a lot about macroeconomics and created a lot of new experts. But jokes apart, let's look at what the neo waves are saying for the coming week. So, Hussein, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. We missed last week. I was a bit under the weather. So we have a lot of catching up to do. But what I'll do, sir, is there is a lot that has happened in the macroeconomic perspective. We will stick to our charts. We'll see the price action and we will go straight into what we can expect for the coming week.
Certainly. And
Okay?
while you were under weather, I think now the US markets are certainly under weather, and people are wondering whether Indian market will come under the same spell. So let's
Geez, sir, I read a couple of articles and some are not very nice, but we want to sit unbiased.
certainly,
We want to trade price. Let us just see what we have on our chart.
certainly.
है ना?
Yep.
Sir, if we just look at the marking to your left of the screen, you will see that, we had a violent move to the downside. It had taken out some prior lows and we had taken that as wave A. We had a move to the top side in the form of wave D. It was a strong D. We made an ATH in the correction of 25,078. ठीक है? वहां से on Thursday, after making the ATH, there was a sharp rejection. On Friday, we had a gap down of 222 points. To calculate this, I have taken the closing price of Thursday and the opening price of Friday.
Sure.
ठीक है? सर जब भी ऐसा गैप डाउन, वायलेंट गैप डाउन आता है एंड देर इज कंटिन्यूएशन, क्या हुआ सर कि आफ्टर दिस गैप डाउन मार्केट ऊपर की तरफ नहीं आया. आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग माय ब्रश टूल टू टेल यू. आफ्टर दिस गैप डाउन मार्केट डिडंट कम बैक अप. ऑन द अदर हैंड देयर वाज कंटिन्यूएशन इन द डाउन साइड. सर जब ऐसा कुछ होता है ना, वी कैन नॉट टेक दैट लाइटली. द मार्केट इज टेलिंग अस दैट फॉर सम टाइम it wants to stay in the downside to sideways direction. That is the initial inference that we take out from it. So second, what I'm doing, I'm taking nothing but my FIBO tool, switching on my magnets, and I am seeing that this move to the downside has been about 38.2%. Okay? We can see a retracement of 38.2% as of right now. So based on this price action, मेरा जो case one हमेशा रहता है for continuation, right? Prices have fallen from the top. It has retraced 38.2%. I'm interested to see whether it goes to 61.8%. तो मैं अगर प्राइस रेंज निकालना चाहता हूं ना, तो मैं फ्राइडे का जो लो था 24,686 या आप पकड़ लीजिए 24,688 और 61% का जो लेवल है 24,450, that would be my what I would be wanting to see in the coming week. Right. Basically, price action between 24,688 to 24,450. We also have a local event, sir. एक RBI interest rate decision है Thursday 8th of August को. I'm going to just say कि देखिए until Thursday इतना ज्यादा bullish मत होइएगा. Let us see what the price does in this range up till Thursday. Then we can go one step ahead. To discuss my case too, sir, I will take you on a 75-minute time frame. This is 75 minutes. I'm just stretching my chart for a easy viewing. Okay, and we look at the price action on the 19th. Sir, in our past videos also, I have said that whenever we have an engulfing wave, and I just switch off my candles over here, I'll use my brush tool to mark it out for you. Whenever we have an engulfing wave where a prior low has been taken out, that will always be the start of something new. Okay, that was our wave A. We had a pullback in the form of wave B, we had a wave C, a D, and an E. When we compare wave A and we compare wave C, we see that wave C is larger than wave A. In that case, we get two options, either neutral triangle or an expanding triangle. Why we take two options, sir? बिकॉज वेव ई जब तक खत्म नहीं होएगा तब तक हमें पता नहीं चलेगा whether this has stayed a neutral or it has gone into an expanding. वो हम that little bit of doubt will always be there. वो डाउट हमारा कहाँ खत्म हो जाता है सर? यहाँ पे. As soon as the BD trend line is broken, and I'll just switch on the candles over here, you will see we have extremely large green candles forming on this day, which was 25th Thursday, 25th July. सर यहाँ पे मुझे क्लियर कट पता चल जाता है कि देखिए ये न्यूट्रल ट्रायंगल ही रहा है. ये स्टेज 1 स्टेज 2 कंफर्मेशन तो मुझे देगा. अगर 0 पॉइंट निकालता है तो इट इज अ ट्रेंड चेंज. ठीक है. Market continued to the top side in the form of wave A. After that, we had a little move to the downside. We had a corrective wave. We have also said in our past lectures that whenever you see a subdivided wave, you know that that is a correction. A correction's job, I mean, a job of a wave B is to correct wave A. Zahir si baat hai, you will have a wave C. And that's exactly what we had, sir, over here on Thursday. Friday morning, we had a gap down, and this is my wave C in formation. As of right now, my wave C is not completed. Okay? If I was to, if you were to ask me कि हुसैन चलो ये आपने बोल दिया कि this was your wave A, this was wave B और ये wave C है, तो ये पैटर्न कौन सा बना? I will explain that over here, sir. And I'm just stretching my chart. सर आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे ना, ये मेरा wave A, ये मेरा wave B. My wave B has almost retraced, or rather my wave B has retraced all of wave A. That means it is a flat pattern with a strong B leg. So जब B leg strong होता है, it gives me an indication of future price action कि wave C इतना नीचे नहीं आना चाहिए and it should stay more in the upward direction. Sometimes there's a variation of a flat pattern where the C leg is equally strong or stronger than the B leg. In that case, we call it a irregular flat. यहाँ पे net to net क्या हुआ सर? This was my start point of wave B. This was the end point of wave B. My wave C has retraced all of wave B, and that is why we call this a irregular flat. ठीक है? Now what I'm going to do next, sir, is I'm just taking my trend-based FIBO. I want to see the retracement. You will notice the prices have retraced 161% in comparison to wave A. Wave C can go up to 261.8%. वो आ जाता है मेरा 24,491 के आसपास. Over here, I would not have used magnets. If I was to, you will get the exact figure. ठीक है? There we 24,491. सर हमने जो डे चार्ट पे assumption लिया था ना कंटिन्यूएशन का, वो मेरा 75 मिनट चार्ट के साथ मैच हो रहा है. That is the reason I brought you down onto the 75.
Yep.
So what I want to explain in addition to that on the 75 minute is whenever the C leg goes to its full potential now, you can expect an X wave. Okay? I'm just going to use my trend line over here. What I mean to say, sir, let us see the opening prices on Monday. क्या ये गैप डाउन होता है, कंटिन्यूएशन में जाता है या तो पुल बैक में जाता है? For a second, sir, I'm just going to assume that the prices open somewhere in this vicinity. उसके बाद क्या होएगा sir? When the prices move to the top side, it do not expect it to go all the way to a new all-time. है ना? ये जो movement यहाँ पे आएगा, that will be nothing but an X wave. There is a high chance that after this pullback, it might get sold off as well. Please note that the trend lines that I have drawn is not to indicate any level. It is just for showing it to you pictorially. That's all. This would be my analysis on Nifty.
Great. So let's look at what Bank Nifty is saying.
We'll just take a look at Bank Nifty, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to pull my chart to make it a little visually okay. 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 So same thing, same rules. We had an engulfing wave over here. This became our wave A. we had a wave B, C, D. We find ourselves somewhere in a wave E. Okay, I'm just going to take my brush tool. We find ourselves somewhere in a wave E. So unlike Nifty, the price action of Bank Nifty has been slow and muted. Okay? The structure that I have at this point of time on my chart, and based on that, I'm going to take two cases. The first case is that of a neutral triangle. Why am I taking a neutral triangle, sir? As of right now, my wave C is larger than my wave A. Okay? In that case, if we were to make an assumption that, okay, chalo, my wave E is over यहाँ पे, तो मुझे stage 1 confirmation मिलेगा, which will be the BD trend line break. उसके बाद मुझे stage 2 confirmation मिलना चाहिए, which is 52,788. Okay. Sir, even though I'm taking my case 1 as a neutral triangle, in essence, what I'm telling you is that there are two options. या तो ये neutral triangle बनेगा, या तो expanding triangle बनेगा. अगर expanding triangle बनता है, which I have taken as my case 2, in that event, wave E has to be larger than wave C even by one tick. Okay? Even by 1 point, it has to be larger.
Right.
In that case, my wave E can be anything between the range of 50,250 to 50,045. This would be my analysis on Bank Nifty.
Great, great. Yeah, so I think market may remain volatile, so it is better to trade with smaller quantity next week. There's a lot of data flow that is happening, and this may not be as simple or temporary as the election week, because there it was a matter of majority and by how much, and it turned out to be a one-day event. Here we need to really watch what's going to happen. I definitely see little outside of the wave. If I see Nasdaq chart, that is at an important support, and I personally expect that if this support is broken by another 1 or 2% in Nasdaq, it may go down by another 10%. So we have to see whether on Monday the US markets are going to take a support where they are, or they continue to go down, and in that case we can witness another 8 to 10% fall. So stay careful and trade with smaller quantity. That is what we are going to do personally. And with that, wishing all of you a great trading week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.